Hello and welcome to a guide scripted by CWYT, and in this video I'm going to talk about drafting the right offlaner. Drafting of course plays a major role in Dota. I like to think about it this way: during drafting you choose your weapon for that match. Getting counterpicked is like going to war with a shoe in your hand while the enemy has an AK. You're not gonna win no matter how good you are. Winning a game of Dota consists of two parts: picking the right hero and then playing it properly. First of all, the offlane is a core role, and getting your core counterpicked by a support is most of the time game deciding. For example, insta-picking Timbersaw. All they need is a Skywrath mage, and they can pick whatever carry they need to counter the rest of your team. A support counters a core, and there's nothing you can do about it. I recommend waiting until the second, third, or even the fourth pick to pick up your hero, as not getting massively counterpicked is essential. The only exception is insta-picking your hero if it is some meta OP hero like Earthshaker was in the last patch. Now, picking your offlaner depends a lot on your hero pool. If you want to be a good offlaner, you need to balance between offlaners you like and offlaners that are good in the meta. For me, these are Beastmaster, Nature's Prophet, Nyx Assassin, and Doom. Those are four heroes that suit most of the games I'm playing and are pretty good meta heroes. I do think that enjoying playing a specific hero also gives you a little bit of an edge over someone who just plays it because it is a meta hero, because, psychologically speaking, playing a hero that you like enables you to be more relaxed and focused, and enjoy what you're doing a lot more than a player that plays a hero just because it is good and is copying everybody else. That type of player is limiting himself. The best thing that we can do here is cover each offlaner individually and just discuss some thoughts that come to mind. Going through them one by one, the first one is Beastmaster. Beastmaster is a strong hero to insta-pick because losing your lane is pretty hard, as the ball slow helps you survive ganks, and at level 6 you have a really good stun plus damage spell that can boost you right back into the game if used on a fat core. After the laning stage, it is pretty easy to maintain your farm and be useful to your team. You can scout with the Hawk, you can get a kill every time your primal roar is off cooldown, you can push towers by yourself applying a lot of pressure, so all around the hero is pretty great. When should you not pick it? Well, Beastmaster counts on his summons a lot, so a hero like Sven, if he has two supports that sit on your lane, will just kill you and your summons on cooldown. At that point you're kind of forced to either sit on the lane, not getting too much, but with the only purpose to keep the supports there, which enables your team to win the safe lane and mid lane, or just go jungle. The decision is based on what you need to accomplish. Create space for your cores, or get a fast level 6 to take control over the map with kills and towers. Another weakness of Beastmaster is the fact that Enchantress can enchant his Necronomicons, and Doom can devour them, so definitely beware of that. The second offlaner I like to play, and that is viable in the current meta, is Nature's Prophet. I usually pick him when the enemies have shown their carry, and it's some greedy hero like Anti-Mage, Juggernaut, Luna, Bloodseeker, etc. Basically heroes that are not really useful by themselves. After that, I look out for supports. If they have anything that has a difficult time against the Treants, like Shadow Shaman, Rubik, Ancient Apparition, Lion, I can pick Nature's Prophet. All of these heroes have a hard time against Nature's Prophet's Treants and high base attack damage, so even on my own, I can deal with them and get a decent amount of farm. What I usually do in this situation is call for help on my lane, as a single stun is enough for me to get a kill on just about anyone. Blocking with the Treants is a big part of this. Personally, I have a really good micro, and it's easy for me to use the Treants efficiently. A little trick I like to do is sprout and then instantly spawn Treants behind the target, so that if he tries to run away, I can easily block him. Nature's Prophet is a really good hero to have in your lineup, but it also has its weaknesses. The Storm Spirit, for example, is the worst nightmare a Nature's Prophet can have. I've often found myself in the situation where even though I'm getting a minute 12 Orchid, all he has to do is play safe and farm, and eventually he will buy a Linken's or a Yule's and make it impossible for me to split push. This depends on the team composition you have. If you can push towers and pressure the enemy, dive into their towers and such, Storm Spirit is not a problem. But if your lineup is greedy and the timing of the heroes are minute 20 plus, I would strongly advise not picking Nature's Prophet if you did not get the chance to pick your hero just yet. Basically, all you have to do is ask yourself, can they get close to me really fast? Such a hero list might include Spirit Breaker, Spectre, Weaver, Slark, etc. High mobility heroes that can jump right on you make Nature's Prophet a really bad fit. The third hero was Nyx Assassin, and this one is fairly simple. If the enemy team has a core that gets destroyed by Nyx in the first 2 or 3 picks, I just take it. Such cores would include Storm Spirit, Atwell Devourer, Morphling, Medusa, Wraith King, Queen of Pain, Invoker, Batrider, Tinker, and Zeus. The hero has very high survivability on lane, so most of the time you will get your level 6 fairly quickly. The hero offers a stun, 100% disable for AoE spell users, and a really good ultimate level 6 that allows you to gank easily, and really good talents. It kind of checks everything that you would want from an offlaner. The only downside is his dependence on his allies. Most of the time you won't have enough damage to nuke down a core from full HP by yourself. Being able to synergize with your teammates and coordinate ganks with Vendetta is the key to playing a successful Nyx. And the last hero you mentioned is Doom. He got buffed in the last patch and I'm already seeing a lot more of him in my pubs, and I expect the pro players to start picking him soon as well. He's one of the strongest heroes in the game simply because he counters everyone. His Doom is the ultimate spell in the game in my opinion, and that's why his laning sucks, otherwise he would be too imbalanced. Laning is a must for Doom, as jungling is a complete waste of time and just about not even worth it. However, you can sometimes pick him even if your lane is going to be impossible, implying that you can win the fights and eventually the game if you doom the right target later on. Such situations occur when the enemy has a 2-core lineup. By 2-core I mean a carry and a mid laner. In these cases the offlaner is a supportive type hero like Nyx, Earthshaker, Sand King, Phoenix, etc. These types of heroes rely on their teams to be useful. The instant you doom one of their cores, the fight is instantly a 5v4, and from there on, it's just a matter of a numbers game. Doom is extremely useful without his ultimate in this situation as well, because his Infernal Blade has a low cooldown and deals damage based on your enemy's max HP. That means you can kill anyone using 5 Infernal Blades, before reductions and HP regen of course, regardless of whether he has 5k or 2k HP. Most Doom builds include auras such as Vladimir's and Assault Cuirass, and Devouring also allows you to get the Alpha Wolf aura or Ice Armor. That's one way to pick Doom. The other one is when the enemy safe lane has weak nuke damage, because it is very easy for you to escape if they try to kill you. Low nuke damage combined with low or no disables at all makes for the perfect lane for Doom, as you can just press your Scorched Earth and run away. The cooldown is pretty big and you will have to play carefully until you get it back online. The quality of the laning stage is the deciding factor for me when picking Doom. He needs decent farm and levels to be useful. If you're not able to get them and a single Doom won't win you the game, then I suggest that you avoid picking him. Carries I find it easy to lane against are Juggernaut, Sven, Ursa and Slack, as these heroes have very low harass possibilities. Ideally, you want to be using your Doom every time it comes off cooldown. Keep track of the enemy TPs to see if they can help the target that you're trying to kill, as escaping or getting denied from Doom is not pleasant with a 1-4-5 second cooldown. Roaming when your lane is impossible is also a viable option, as Doom can deal a lot of damage at level 3 with 1 point in each spell and a good neutral creep. Anyway, after all of this we still haven't answered one question, and that is what do I pick and why do I pick what I pick? Whether it's Doom, Niche's Prophet, Beastmaster or Nyx. Basically, we are picking the hero that counters the highest amount of heroes, or the most important ones in our current game. Like I've explained in the beginning, if you come to the fight with a shoe and I'm bringing an AK, then there's not a lot that you can do. If I can counter 2 of their supports with one pick, then I will go for it, as it makes me unkillable in the lane, and later on it develops into a numbers advantage. In conclusion, drafting the right offlaner is a process influenced by both the meta and your personal preferences. Finding a balance between the two will be the key to your success. My 4 viable heroes are Niche's Prophet, Beastmaster, Nyx Assassin and Doom. Like I said, you have to come up with your own list of heroes and play the game in the way that you like and that suits your style. We all think differently, we all have our own pros and cons, and it's important to find your style and build upon it. This guide was scripted by CWYT, and I hope I've helped you grasp a better understanding of drafting in the offlane role in patch 7.07. Thanks for watching, drop a comment down below and we will see you all in the next one.